Well, greetings and salutations, everybody. Um, the while looking at a uh, the profile of another flat earther just to find out who it was that I was talking to and what mentality and fan they were, um, I had noticed that uh, Beyond the Imaginary Curve slash Dell was online and doing a live show, and I was like, well, I never really watched one of his shows before, so I'll just kind of duck my head in. And he was doing a bit on the Miles Davis photo, which flat earthers have yet to do anything logical to come up with an explanation for it across a plane. I find that hysterical. Same thing happened with my "You Wanted Curvature" video. Uh, I did basically the same thing, and Miles even agreed. He said that yeah, they're both pretty much the same thing. Um, I'm going to, for the short time that I was in there, and I even tried to squeeze in a question, but he didn't really answer it directly. He did acknowledge that I said something, and I did not get blocked from his channel. That's a good thing. But no, Nano, I just started, man. And Alicia, and I just wanted to point out just the three things that he covered as his reasons for why uh, the Miles Davis photo apparently doesn't show curvature and proves flat Earth and or whatever. So here's what I got. Um, okay, the first of all the pre-show is over, so let's see. Uh, Süße, tust du mir einen Gefallen und werf mal die Gary raus. And what do you call it? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover just the three topics that he seemed to have found to be important, I guess. And so it's this really doesn't have to be a long thing. Dankeschön. And uh, so we'll just go over them. Now his problems were, we all know the photo, okay, and it's actually a couple of photos. Now his problems with the photo are first of all the cropping of the photo. Now I've heard this on a couple of different people, and I find it hysterical that somehow cropping the photo, um, let's see, somehow cropping the photo does something to the height relationships or turns Miles into a liar or something like that. I'm going to give you a quick demonstration, Dell. And since you like to act all manly, I figured I'd go with a manly example. This is a car that I took a picture of, well, a while back actually, at kind of a at an American Car Expo here in Germany, outside the Frankfurt Harley Davidson factory, and or whatever you want to call it. And now I chose this picture just because number one, it's a pretty damn cool car, but number two, what I want you to look at here, real quick, okay? Now this photo, that I'm only going to show one photo. I'm going to show two parts of it, okay? Now when I squat down to take this picture, I was probably about as high as this windshield wiper right here, right about there. We'll just give it that estimation for the moment. Now you can see the building back here, and the trees. You can see uh, the fence that's right along here, and the wires that go across it, and stuff like that. Now, using the exact same picture, if I crop it, okay, there is no change in the relationship of, naja, nicht jeder, nur Gary für den Moment, weil wir brauchen ein paar hier, dass es ein bisschen Spaß in der Chat ist. The, um, the relationship between the distant objects and the the car itself, as far as let's say the roof on the car or the back on the car, nothing changed. Absolutely nothing. And that's that. So the whole discussion of whether he cropped the video or cropped the picture or not, who gives a shit? Okay, which leads on to the next part here. This is what they're trying to say. This is the angle of the camera. Okay, apparently cropping it somehow fakes what the angle of the camera was, and in a very Phuket word kind of way, they try and say that because the angle of the camera's angle is different, then it must mean that the elevation is different, or the height of the person is different, or the eye level is different, or whatever. Um, which I just showed you that, you know, just because you angle the camera in a different direction, and I'll even show it to you in a video that I made in one of my quickie videos, because people had the same argument about, I think it was about the horizon rises to eye level video. Now, I went out a while back. This is just the raw video, and what I did was I zoomed in on this tower here. Okay, it's just a radio tower, nothing special about it. Okay, and I zoomed in on it, and I just put myself in a position where I was lined up with the tower and this building in the distance. Okay, now the reason why I took this is because of the fact that no matter which direction I point the camera, up or down, I even turn it on its side here in a second. Zoomed in or zoomed out, it does not change the spatial relationship of the near object with the far object. It doesn't change it. Okay, your height would change it. So if I had actually raised or lowered, as in, stood up on a ladder, or came down off the bridge that I was standing on, then there would be a height difference change. But there is not a height difference change when I pan the camera. As you notice, the relationship to the building and the antenna do not change at all. Okay, it just doesn't. And even if I go so far as to hold on, hold on, la, la, la. I did it from all different zoom levels and all this. There's no change. And if I turn it on its side, there's no change. Okay, so it's not even a way to have that argument. Okay, the only difference is the difference would be if his height was different. Okay, not the angle of the camera and where eye level is supposed to be in the angle of the camera, because you see me moving this camera all around, and the height change, or the height difference between this antenna and that distant building, have not changed. Now, I'm not saying that I'm the same height as this building. I'm not saying I'm this same height. Okay, this is just the angle, my line of sight. So I just disproved culmination. Okay, cool. So there's that. So there's the angle of the camera. Now, the last bit of argument that he did, which and I asked several times, and but this is what he said. Okay, he wants to argue the height of the camera. Now, he did this great little demonstration, and I applaud him for actually breaking out some stuff and do some visual testing. Okay, he did like I've done. He broke out the Legos and a camera, and what he did was he basically looked out across a table. Hold on a second. As a matter of fact, I'll even bring that up. Do 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 do. Um, that would be in pictures, screenshots, and let's see, view, sort by date. It's amazing how many screenshots I take of all this crap. And well, come on, I wanted to sort it by date. Aha, here we go. And let's see, which one did he have? Oops, that's me working on stuff. Now I tried to bring up the video that he was using, but the video itself is private and it's unavailable. But basically, what he was doing was showing that you know when you're down at surface level, and I'm not even 100% certain this was surface level, but we'll go into that another time because he used Legos, and Legos are measurable, which is another plus point for his experiment. However, his logic was wrong because what he's trying to say is that, and this is where flat earthers love to get this wrong, is that larger objects can sink below eye level objects um, due to distance, and that's not true. Okay, it's not fact at all. Okay, now he's got his camera kind of way down here, and it's probably why he doesn't have this video public. Um, because if it was a little bit clearer, I could probably find out exactly how much off he has it. Um, it's not difficult to do, but he's trying to say that this Lego is actually larger than this one. This one's an 8, and this one's a 4, and what do you call it? And it's down below it now. But what he did was his contesting in this sense is to say that Miles is not at the height that he says he is. Okay, and it's that is his argument, is that Miles is not at the height that he says he is. Now I did confirm that he might have been about a meter or two off. Okay, but we're talking about a meter or two from 210 meters. Okay, so there was a mild discrepancy, but not very much, and or at least when I modeled it out. So what I'm going to do, and I've already pretty much set this up, but I'll show it to you anyway. I'm going to show you the line of sight. Now what I've done here is I have made all these analogs. Okay, Miles is supposedly at 210 meters. This is 210 meters. If you look at the grid right now, I'm going to turn the grid off in a second, but I just want to have all these together so you can see that I have these out at the right heights. Okay, each one of these blocks is 10 meters. Each one of the larger blocks is 100 meters, obviously. And so 210 meters. The bridge is supposed to be at 210 meters, and this is the distance. And then these are all the mountains that are in the these are all the mountains that are in that shot, or at least they're identified in that shot. Which is, and I just abbreviate them. Michael Bin is MB, Earl Seed is ES, Dunn Brock is DB, Karen Hill is CH, and Strone is ST. And then these are the distances that I used. Now, what you're going to see now, right now, they're not at those distances, and I'm going to drag them out there so everybody can see me do this. So, what I've got here is I've got a track. Each one of these points is 10 kilometers, and I got this track going all the way out. Now, I've already measured these out. Okay, hold on a second. Okay, the bridge is at 46.5, and let's see here. And then I got what do you call it? CH is at 89.1. Okay, Micklebrook is at 91.8. ST, that's Stronin, and that's at 96.4. These are just the markers. I'm going to drag out the actual heights to them. And DB is at 97.2. And of course, we got the last one out here, Earl Seat, at 101.6. Okay, cool. Got that? Good. All right. So now I'm going to turn the grid off just because of the fact that it makes it very confusing to see. I'll put it back on at the end, but I just want to show you guys what I'm doing. All right, so I'm going to move these out to those locations. First, we get ES out there. That's the furthest one. Earl Seat goes to here. Okay, this is just getting the line of sight across a plane. Okay, in other words, testing the plane. Now, I'm not going to go into the curvature one because you guys saw me do the curvature one the other day. And I even gave you a link to the software that you can use to do it yourself. And any other one as well. ST. Now, what I'm going to be finding out is if across a plane, I want to know how high Miles had to be to get the shot that he did. How high off the water he had to be. Because what if he's taking the picture down at the base of the hill? Whatever. Let's find out. CH. This guy right here. Now, this is called line of sight that I'm going to be modeling out. Okay. Now Miles is obviously going to stay there. And put the bridge out here. Okay. So that's what we got. Now, I'm going to change the view up. That's all I'm going to do. These are all at the locations that they're supposed to be. You can check this, screen cap it. I don't care. You can do whatever you need to do. Now, this is what I'm going to do. Changing the view up because I want to know what the line of sight is going to be to line these things up with the bridge and at Miles. Okay, to find out where it is that the line of sight has to be to match up with the view that we get in Miles's video. So what I'm going to use is I'm going to use a tape on. Oops. I'm going to use a tape on each one of these. I'm just going to put one up at the peak of each one of these, and that's going to allow me to draw a line out to everybody. Another one. There's another one. Now, if a lot of flat earthers, to include Dell, are correct, then we should get a result similar to this. This one being below the bridge, this one being like right at the line. Now I think it was Dunn Brock that was the one that was actually too low. It's actually behind this hill in the front of it. And Earl Seat and Michael Bin, they should be either at or above the bridge line. Cool, easy enough. So, hey, Kara. So, let's go ahead and take a look at this. Now, I'm going to line. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to line all these things up straight to Miles' location. And you know what? I'm not going to give this part away yet. So, I'm going to line all these up to Miles' location, to his 210 meters. Okay? That's what I'm going to do right now. All I'm going to do. Two of them. Three. See, Dell, this is another way of doing research, but instead of trying to make it what I want it to be or what I want to say, this is what it looks like when you actually just sit there and do the work to find out if it actually does match. All right, let's see, which one I got left? I still got another one. Yeah, this. And of course, we're not going to draw a line from the bridge. So, what I should see is a bunch of lines when I zoom in on the bridge. Okay, what I should see is a bunch of lines, a couple of them above the bridge line and a couple of them below the bridge line. That's what we should see. Pretty simple. And for example, Carnock, Strone, Dunbrock, and Earl's Seat should be at or below the line. In other words, at or below the post that I made to represent the bridge post. Okay, 210 meters. They should be there. Now, Michael Bin, we can discuss that in a moment. But all the rest of these should be at or below the post in the line of sight. Let's take a look. Now you tell me if that's at or below the bridge. These are the lines of sights going from the peaks of those hills over to Miles' observation location. It's pretty simple there, Dell. When you actually do the work and you actually draw it out, you find out that there's a problem with that. Okay, and these are straight lines. There's no curves to them. Okay, every line I have in here, with the exception of the lines that make up the text, are straight lines. And I think Kara can attest that I did not hit the fake the globe button in 3ds Max. Okay, so now let's find out. Now this is to include Michael Bin. Okay, Michael Bin is higher. I didn't account for perspective. Yeah, I know. See, even Kara says, I might have hit the hotkey. Yeah, okay, I have the NASA button down here in the corner. But all of the lines of sight, and this is how perspective works, ladies and gentlemen. All of the lines of sight are above the bridge post, and you can see I still have it at 200 or 100, 210 meters. I didn't change anything. So now the question is, what height would I mean, at the location where he's at, let's just put him down at the bottom of the hill, okay? Because where he is actually at, hold on a second. Where he is actually at is right here on top of this hill, okay? As stated, he's right at the top of this hill, and he's looking down at the bridges and then the hills in the background. Okay, that's where Miles is at. Hurry up, make a screen capture. There's the coordinates down there. Oops, there's the coordinates down there in the corner. That's where he's at. Got it? Cool. And then he's looking at the bridges over here. These are the bridges that are in there. Okay, and this is the one in question. This is the post in question, the highest of the three. These two are a little lower. Now, his distance is 46K. So, let's find out exactly where Miles is going to have to be. Oops. Where Miles is going to have to be to get the view that we all see. Now, where is the picture? Hold on. Here's the picture. Okay, so Strond, Earl's Seat, and Dunbrock are all right at the line. Even though, like I said, one of these is actually below it. It's actually hidden behind this mountain. Okay, Earl's Seat, Dunbrock, and Strone are right at the line. We'll just give that for right now, okay? So let's find out. Oh, jeez, I gotta figure out which one's which. Okay, I'm going to go back over here, make sure I get the right guy. Hold on. Okay, so that's target 5. Okay, so which one? Oops, which one we got first here? First one we got. Oh, okay, we don't want Chernock. We don't want to do that first because we already know that Chernock is lower. I want Strond. Where's Strond at? Okay, I want Strond. So Strond is tape number 3. So I want target 3. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this up here. Pick up target 3. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and move this down until the line meets the bridge height. Hey, thanks, Bjorn. Okay, so line meets the bridge height. Now, let's see, that was Stroned. And then let's see, Dunbrock. Go out here to Dunbrock. There's Dunbrock right there. And that is tape number 2. So I'm going to go ahead and get tape target 2. All right. Let's go ahead and bring this down until it's even with the height of the bridge. All right. So, and then what do we got? Stroned, Dunbrock, and Earl's Seat. Okay. So let's go get Earl's Seat. Now, Earl's Seat was the furthest, wasn't it? Yeah, Earl's Seat was the furthest one. There it is right there. And that is tape 1. So I'm going to select this and go get tape 1 target. Earl's Seat. Wow. Okay. Now, we have those. And now let's go get Michael Bin is a little higher. And Caranock Hill is just a touch lower. But we'll go for Michael Bin first. And Michael Bin is just a little bit higher. Now, where did I have it? There it is. Michael Bin. That is tape 4. So let me get tape 4 target. It's here. Now, Michael Bin, a little above it. So we'll go there. Okay. And then the very last one is obviously going to be Chernoff. Is that how you pronounce it? Chernoff? Yeah, Chernoff. Chernoff is a little bit below it. Now, unless you're trying to say, Dell, and any other flat earther who makes this very same claim, unless you're trying to say, now, you need to understand something about this landscape here. Okay, where Miles is. All around this landscape is anywhere between about, okay, well, if you go down to the shore, but we have to talk about the line of sight here, because this is the line of sight in his view, and it's only about a 3-degree spread. So we'll just go ahead and save that for right now. But in this line of sight, going out back behind here, it tends to stay up, I see about between 170 meters and about 80 meters until you get way back here to the shoreline. Then obviously it goes down a bit, but even then it doesn't go down very fast. So really, let's see. But what do the results of the measurements cause? Because even Ranty did this the other day. He was talking about doing this a similar method to this to get the angular size of things. Well, you can also use it to line them up across a plane. Now somehow Miles, according to flat earthers, would have had to, let me move this out of the way real quick. Would have had to have been, he had to have taken this photo at, let's see, let me go ahead and just tape this. He would have had to have been at 67, 89, 99, right about 100, and about 122 meters below sea level. below sea level. Okay? He would have had to have been below sea level to actually get that shot. Now, here's something I didn't test, and this just kind of dawned on me. I'm gonna give it a shot, see where it goes. All right, so because just as I was looking at this, now let's keep him on land because we can't argue with what he's seeing. Let's keep him on land, and I'm going to put this back to about here. Okay, so let me go ahead and measure this distance out from here to his current point. Okay, so the distance I got out of that is 19.98 kilometers. Let's just round it off to an even 20. How about that? Okay, so 20 kilometers of land, of possible land where he could be standing. Now, 20 kilometers. Let's go ahead and try this and see what happens. First of all, I got to unfreeze all because I got to go grab these two guys here. Grab these two. And the text as well. Oops. So, like that. Now let's back this up 20 kilometers. Now, please also note, this is not something that any other flat earther has done, so any argument that they have that they might even get from this would be moot because I'm the one doing the work here. All right, so now let's see if I can get any of these targets. Oh, let me go ahead and freeze this back up again. Oops. Freeze. Let's see if I take any of these targets. Oh, that's the one I have for that. Now I'm going to take all these targets on out. Now you're going to watch the things go here. Now he's got 20 kilometers of land to play with. And look what happens. If I match them all up to that shoreline at what was that damn place called? Cock something. Cockburn's Path, which is the shoreline, the last place that he could be standing, unless he's in a hole. And I'm gonna match all these up because obviously he can't take photographs from several heights at the same time. So let's see. Even an additional 20 kilometers away, all of the lines are a great bit, some of them even about 50% additionally above the post of that bridge. So it doesn't even work there. You can't even make the argument. Okay, and now let me go ahead and, well, I'm not going to measure all these back out again, but he has to be, let me just get one of the even ones. One of the even ones. Dunbrock and Earl C. Well, no, Strond. Okay, we'll use Strond. Okay, Strond. Oops, sorry. Strond, which was what again? That's tape 3. So we'll go for target 3. He still has to see, and it even gets worse as the distance increases. Okay, even if he went all the way out, that's what 210, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, about 265. So 265 meters under the ground at Cockburn's Path. So ultimately, Dell, you're wrong. I'm sorry. On all three counts, you're wrong. You are wrong on cropping the image has something to do with the relationship of the objects in it. It doesn't, and it never will. Okay. You were wrong on the angle of the camera, or excuse me, the angle of the camera having something to do with the relationship of the objects in it. That's wrong. PMRs. What a moron. Anyway, um, you're wrong about that. Uh, I showed you that in a practical demonstration. Moving a camera, angling a camera up, down, left, right, and even rotating on its side does not change the spatial relationship between objects in the distance. Just doesn't. Okay? And you are wrong about something being up with the height of the camera, which is what your demonstration showed. With the Legos on the table, it showed that you can get a larger object to appear smaller than a smaller object in the foreground, but only if you are lower than that object, which is your argument about Miles' location being lower than the bridge. I just showed you that in order to get that image, he has to be an incredible amount lower than the bridge. He has to be subterranean. So, and one last little note that I'd like to say, he obviously took the little hit out about no, I was not PMARS. Go ahead and demonstrate it. Okay. And on top of that, no, I ain't gonna debate you, man. You don't do work. Yeah, you go ahead and show me where I was wrong. Do a video. Name it after me. Okay. Do a video. Name it after me. Then we'll talk. Cool. Then we have something to discuss because I'm not going to go against words. That's old news. I don't do that. So Dell decided that he was going to say that globe earthers are a cult like thing and all this other shit. Well, let's see. When was the last time you had a globe earth conference? Hmm? Um, and as far as globe earthers, coming onto your channel, only giving you shit and stuff like that, I invite you to read the comments from the people on your side and probably even below this video. Who knows? Because most of them won't watch it this far. Hell, most of them don't even watch it. They just come onto my channel, talk shit, make asses out of themselves, and ultimately, in that, by default, support the globe. So, whatever. Nah, leave him in there. P. Mars makes an idiot out of himself anyway. Uh, I really, really liked. I really liked. Wait, was that P. Mars? No, that was P. Brain. I'm sorry. My bad. And as a matter of fact, hold on a second. Let me look at something. Go to channel. Okay, P Mars, I'm gonna give you one thing, man. Okay, this is what I'm gonna tell you, okay? And I hope you're listening. I really do. Because you're calling out for me to debate you. Now, people like Reds and people like GeoStraber and stuff like that, they like to have the social arguments. I don't. Okay? And let me tell you why. You see, if I go ahead and look at your channel right now, you know what I see? Nothing. I see absolutely nothing. That's why I don't debate people like you. And I won't. Okay. All I see is, let's see, who are we? Oh. I'm sorry. I didn't know people actually subscribe to them. Yeah. I don't see anything on your channel. I don't see any work. Oh, I'm sorry. Then why'd you come here with the PMARS 2 channel? Please go ahead and answer me that. Why did you come on to my see? That's another thing that I get a lot of. I get a lot of people who say, "Oh, well, I got tons of research and stuff like that. I just don't use it on this channel." Well, then why would you come to me with a bullshit channel? Because I banned your main channel? Hmm. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at that. Maybe I did. Let me go find out because this is called intellectual honesty. Let's see here. That'll be in the comment section, and then I just go over down here to community settings and see if I did that. Well, let's see. Oh, wait, I just saw a comment from you. Oh, that's the PMARS too. Okay. Uh, let's see. Community settings. Now, do I have PMARS locked on here? Mm, and yes, I finally blocked Southern Israelite. Got tired of hearing his Euclidean bullshit. Now, you go ahead and tell me. Now, does anybody else see it? Because, I mean, I realize I'm getting a little old. Oh, actually, I do. I am terribly sorry. That means you must have come onto my channel and either spoke a whole lot of bullshit, to which I finally got sick of. Um, you know, that's usually the reason. But you know what? Let's go ahead and go to your PMARS channel. How PMARS. PMARS. Yeah, that's you right there. Okay. 330 videos. All right. All right. Now you said that I lied on the internet or I was wrong on the internet. Can you please point out to me the video that you did to show a pressure gradient inside of a tire? What was the name of it? No, I don't do what other people tell me to do. Thanks. Do I have Reds blocked? No, I don't have Reds blocked. There's I think there's another channel there that has that is using the same face as it. As a matter of fact, I can't block somebody that I have as a that I'm subscribed to. You don't have a video about pressure gradients. I looked it up on Google. Well, here, while you're looking up on Google, let's go ahead and do this, because you looked it up on Google, right? You don't have your own experiment. You looked it up on Google. Okay, so let's go ahead and look something up on Google, okay? And let's see. Let's go for Earth. Hmm. Because I'm looking it up on Google. Now, we can go to Google Earth, but that's obviously we're not looking for Google Earth. So let's go ahead and go to Earth, because I'm looking it up on Google. And look what I find about Earth from looking it up on Google. You see? I can find out all kinds of neat information about Earth from looking it up on Google. You got what I'm saying yet, P. Mars? I don't give a shit about what you looked up. I don't give a shit about what you think you were told by somebody. I don't want anything but someone who does experiments. That's probably why I got rid of you. Can't admit he was wrong. Well, let's see. I looked up Earth on Google, because that's your research method. I looked it up on Google. I looked up Earth, and that pretty much puts that whole pressure thing together as well. You cool? Google is lying. Are we good, P. Mars? Okay, because it's amazing what you can look up on Google. You can make a video all you want, but I want to see experimental proof, not just some mouth. And make sure that when you do your tire pressure gradient video that it actually has to match the pressure gradient that happens with Earth, with our atmosphere. that mild part there, because after all, that is the argument. So, Dell, I'm sorry, your 3 points of argument were wrong, and I just showed to you why they're wrong, and I also showed to you even at testable distances, you couldn't even we can't even get across a plane what we see in that video. You just can't get it. It doesn't work unless you want to actually claim that he was in a different position every time, all in one picture to get these different heights. It just doesn't work, man. P Mars is now claiming that he's not a flat earther. Well, then what the fuck are you doing here, dude? You want to argue with me and call me a liar? Anyway, so that's all I got, ladies and gents. Um, this went on actually a bit longer than I expected it would, but that's what happens when you try and get flat earthers to actually say something of value and contribute to a conversation instead of being an idiot who just sits there and calls me a liar. So, tell you what, there, PMARS. You go ahead and let me know on your PMARS 2 channel because you've already demonstrated that you can comment on my comment threads. You go right ahead and make your video about how I lied, but you have to show me demonstrated proof, demonstrated proof uh, that there's a pressure gradient inside of a tire that would match and equals the air pressure gradient that we know and love on the Earth due to gravity. Cool? No, I'm not going to ban him because his little 2 channel is cute. I don't have to demonstrate anyway. Oh, look at this. In case people miss this, or in case he gets banned later. I don't have to demonstrate anything. Your BS will be easily exposed. Well, how are you going to expose my BS without demonstrating anything? Isn't that the mantra of flat earthers? Show me this, show me that. Double standard much? Putz? Come on. Say something snappy in return. I know you will. Watch and learn. Watch what? You Google things? Because I showed you what happened when I Googled something. Okay, so, ladies and gents, this is all I really had for this evening, and I hope you really enjoyed it. And on silent movie, well, the last silent movie that I did is a could be yeah, also, but the so what I need from anybody is I need somebody to show me how this works on flat Earth. You need to model it out for me. You need to show me that it works because I just showed you that the only way you can get this from the distance stated by Miles Davis, uh, from the locations he's at and the heights of and distances of those other objects. Guess what? You have to be subterranean to make this photograph. Subterranean. Or Miles is really fucking good at making photoshopped images um, that somehow come to life if you were to go into this place all by yourself. Miles, all I basically did was argue 3 points of Dell's today. He said that cropping the photo somehow fakes it, um, and then he said that um, the angle of the camera somehow uh, invalidates the entire thing. And of course, hey Bjorn, thank you. And of course, the ever popular it works just fine across a plane, which I just showed that it didn't. So, ladies and gents, that's all I got for you this evening. And now I'm going to go have a cigarette, and I wish y'all to have a very pleasant evening.